Okay, here's just a quick little demo of the RY30. It's a drum machine I don't think that many people are familiar with, even though it was kind of one of the hip drum machines of the late 80s. This first pad bank is called Dry Kits, which is the closest to unprocessed that this thing gets. What I wanted to point out is that each sample is made up of multiple samples that are blended together. And you have complete control with the balance setting here through this pitch wheel to separate those two if you want to customize your sound. So you're not stuck with just the built-in samples, which is what attracted me to this machine in the first place. So with the kick, if you listen real closely, you can hear that's made up of both this sample and then this more into your chest kind of sample. Same with the snare. Listen closely, you can hear that's two snares put together. This snappy one, and then the bottom side, I guess. And there it is together. Most of the pad banks on here are more processed sounding. Here's the room kit with lots of room ambience. But again, you can tailor all these sounds with the different settings here. The balance. You can also use a filter, which kind of cuts back some of the treble. You want to tone some of these down a little bit. And, you know, your typical panning from one side to the other. Also, we have a decay setting that lets you rein in the ring. Especially useful for something like these ride cymbals. You want to rein it in a little bit, you can make it all the way down to something like ticky-ticky like that. There's your open hi-hat, but you can suck it in a little bit or let it ride. And all the built-in voices are modifiable by all of these different settings: pitch, decay, pan, filter, and balance. We'll just go through a couple more of the built-in banks. Here's the power kit, which is ridiculously processed, very reminiscent of 80s. Let's see. And more processed banks. You've also got the analog kits, because obviously hip-hop was just becoming big then, so, or at least it was becoming mainstream. So the TR rolling kind of sounds are built in there. That was me letting it ring. There's Latin percussion, so if you want to do all that kind of stuff, that's available. Two banks of silly percussions. A lot of these are ones I set up custom, but I'll set this all to factory default before I ship it out, so you don't have my built-in banks. There's also a special effect bank with like silly things, and again, you can adjust pitch on all these. So if you know you're like, it's kind of what I want, but I could speed it up a little or slow it down. Even stuff like this. If you wanted to adjust the pitch on something silly like this to make it more usable, or slow it way down for some bizarre effect, I guess you could do that. Again, speed it up. Or slow it down. Finally, a unique setting, I think, here is that it has the ability to do pitched banks. So if you want to add a little melody, like a bass melody or a marimba-style melody, you've got tuned notes you can play, and you could also adjust those notes with the pitch wheel. And even after you step through a kit, you can go and adjust all the notes to be exactly the note you want in case you're not comfortable trying to tune it in with this little pitch wheel. What else? I think that's basically what I wanted to cover. There are also a couple of demo songs built in that they set up for, like in the music store, to show you everything it can do. It's a whole kitchen sink kind of every voice is thrown in there, every different tempo change, style of music. So that'll give you a good idea of what can be done if you want to become a programming wizard with this. I never did anything but just sort of straight beats, but if you were really wanting to experiment, we'll find some of those built-in demo songs, which are up at the top here. Here's demo 1. I'll just let a little bit of this play because it goes on. Anyway, I'll stop that because it goes on for like 7 minutes. There's one more demo song I'll start up, and I'll probably just let it ride, let it play through, and if you get bored, you can just turn it off. Feel free to email me if you have any questions about it, and that's it. Thanks for watching.